I've never had lemon. I bet it's delicious.
Of any
No.
seltzer?
You've never had lemon?
Not even
You've never
LaCroix?
had a lemon?
Never. Never seen a lemon.
Hello and welcome to Seltzer Talk.
I don't even want to see a lemon, for being honest.
This is where we're
I
gonna.
will freak out.
This is where we're gonna start the podcast.
I guarantee it, because you just said that.
Yeah.
It's going to be so self-referential.
Hello.
Seltzer talk.
Welcome to Seltzer Talk. If you're looking for a podcast that is talking about seltzer, seltzer flavors, and everything seltzer related, you've come to the right podcast.
I'm Paulie Seltzer.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Can you hear the fizz? Just...
Yeah. No. Welcome to Karate Sleepover Hour-ish.
Hour-ish.
Because it's gonna be about an hour.
Ish.
This is our inaugural podcast, the second time around. This time it's personal.
Very personal.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening to anyone who is listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching to those who may be watching.
Yep. Thank you to all who have subscribed to the live stream. You guys just see me doing these hand moves. You know what I'm talking about.
Why are we doing a live stream?
Mostly just for the subscribers.
Like we could just Facebook Live this, I guess.
We could Facebook Live this.
Yeah. It's a whole other setup.
It is a whole other
We'll work
setup.
on that.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
I got it.
we'll do that eventually.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm Jeremy Little,
I'm Dan Davis.
I'm Paul Clemente.
and we're 3/5 of Karate Sleepover. And we decided there weren't enough white guys making podcasts, and here we are.
And that's a guarantee that's the last time that joke's going to get made.
Yeah,
Because
we made it a whole bunch the first time we recorded
There's-
this. And
there's
A lot.
There's also enough white guy podcasts in which white
That joke
guys
is
reference the podcasts.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll have just a moratorium on white guy
We're going to be
podcast.
Yeah.
completely not self-aware,
Yes. Well, we've already.
but being aware.
I think that we're pretty aware of how unself-aware we are.
Very much so.
How
Except-
many layers deep can we go?
A lot.
It's a
Alright.
meta onion.
Meta onion. It's layers of inside of the layers. Okay. So yeah. Why are we doing this podcast?
Well, we're going to try and focus on everything local. To my knowledge, there's no real
Local to where, Paul?
local to Jamestown, New York.
Jamestown, New York. Brah, brah.
Areas.
14701. I think that's Jamestown.
I think so, yeah.
We don't know. We're guessing.
I have so much city pride that I'm so in. I forget the zip code.
I'm angry with city pride.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and keep it local and talk to local people.
Yeah, we're gonna interview people.
What's going on in the community.
If you guys have any ideas of who you would like for us to interview, just shoot some names in the comment section below. And
Yeah, we're definitely into that.
Not literal shooting. Shouldn't do that.
do whatever you want. There are no laws. It's Thunderdome rules have been instated. Yeah, there are no rules.
So the purge is tonight then.
Purges tonight. Set your clocks. 12 hours. All crime is legal.
Yep. Whenever you're listening to this, it's legal for you specifically whenever you listen to this. So.
Yeah. No, we've got a thing with the
It's not
federal U.S. government.
It's not a coordinated purge.
They're one of our sponsors.
Dan has his purge pants on. They look very nice.
Yep, I'm ready for the purge because these are the pants no one gives a shit about getting lots of blood on.
Yeah, but let me ask you this on the other side of that. Do you want to die in those pants, Dan?
I'd take it.
The only descriptive thing I can think to describe these pants are divorced dad.
I'm getting there.
Also, Dan is wearing a shirt that says, it's in Brockton green and white, but it's not a Brockton shirt. It says, I'm a proud son of a freaking awesome mom. ... Yes, she bought me this shirt. So shout out to Sandy Davis.
It's just a reminder that if you're ever feeling unappreciated as a parent, eventually they will come around and really
and buy you a shirt.
Well, yeah, as long as you buy them shirts. Buy them shirts, they'll appreciate it. That's the message.
Speaking of that, hi mom.
Because we know you're listening.
I know that you're listening to this. Hi Bill, if you're in the kitchen too. Hey Basie girl. Billy, what are you doing? I was just so loud right there. I blew out my mic. Yeah. So yeah, hi guys, hi family. I'm just trying to humanize myself early on in the podcast.
I have no one to say hello to. No one will watch this. They'll know I'm not funny. And they're gonna be like, just another comedy podcast.
Yeah, just another. Oh wait,
We can't say it.
I can't say it. Oh,
we need a
gosh.
shorthand. A euphemism, if you will.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to talk about? Let's get the audience to get to know us. A lot of people see us on stage, but they don't see us off stage.
I agree. I think it's important just to get to know us, so we have some validity when we talk, or care.
Or we'll realize that we have no validity. And
You
you're like,
decide our validity.
right? You're like,
That
this
could be
is.
too.
I think I get it. This is not the podcast for
And
me.
if you guys, and I'm sorry to bring this up so early,
It's okay.
hold on to your hats. Or my hat. Hold
Your
on to
hat.
my hat.
I will hold your
Paul-
hat. I will
Paul
hold
is-
your hat.
Paul is
Absolutely.
wearing a karate sleepover hat.
People may not know us yet.
Yeah, multiple fonts. Look at this. If you were watching on the live stream, you see a hat. Look at that hat.
You're
Jeremy,
looking-
would you like to hold the hat?
I'm holding the hat right now.
I bet it smells okay.
It literally smells like shampoo, dude.
Yeah.
You've been killing it in terms of keeping the
I'm a heavy pooer.
olfactory equity of this hat. Is that? the
I'm a
term?
regular pooer.
Oh yeah, you poo on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I don't think we appreciated your olfactory reference.
Thank
just
you
now,
very
I know,
so-
we glossed over it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I
that's
I
important.
appreciate you guys
It was really
owning
good.
up to that fact.
See, an important thing in comedy is always being extremely supportive of your fellow comics,
Right.
even if they don't deserve it.
Even
So,
when they make jokes that it's not even really a joke so much as they said a funny word,
Yeah.
like olfactory
Some words are very funny.
and equity.
Both are great words.
Good words. I'm very smart.
Alright, well, the rest of this podcast is now about Trump, so...
Yep. So yeah, thank you. Now
Sorry.
that we've reeled you in.
I have to not say that. I stole that from the Crack podcast, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's get to know
The
everyone.
Karate Sleepover Trumpcast.
The Trumpcast.
2018.
Yep.
Man, even just saying that just makes me feel gross.
What, 2018 or Trump?
2018.
Why do you feel gross?
I just feel gross generally, and it just happens.
It has nothing to do with the year. You're just like, no, I'm just a gross
I just feel
person.
gross all the time.
Right, yeah. It's like not every rectangle is, or not every square is a rectangle, but every rectangle is a square. You're like, it's not always 2018, but when it is, I'm gross during it.
Yeah, I guess we should at least. We're going to focus on comedy, what's going on in town, and kind of our journey through comedy. And just all the weird stuff that happens. A lot of weird shit happens.
A lot of weird shit happens.
Just doing this all the time, and we are mainly involved with a lot of the booking, so there's a lot of like weird booking stories and just venues that we have to drive. Like this week we're driving 45 minutes to Erie for 5 minutes of material, and I'm excited about it actually.
I'm very excited. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a Basement Transmissions.
Yeah, BT, the new one. Shouts us.
And that's just kind of what you do.
I used to play garage metal at Basement Transmissions, and it's a weird full circle thing.
Right, to have comedy there
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Are you on that show?
I don't think
That
so.
open mic?
I don't
It's
believe
just
so.
an open
It's
mic.
just an open.
Oh,
mic,
okay.
yeah.
It's not just an open mic. It's cool. It's exciting. Shout out to Dan Brady.
Woo!
Um,
Love Dan. I'm excited to see him.
yeah, but you're not on the show.
I think
Raise
he's
the roof.
disinviting you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
he's
he's on
doing the
Raise
Raise
the
the
Roof.
Roof.
Oh yeah. Yeah, come to the Spire Theater. That's actually where we're recording this right now in my office. Me, Jeremy Little, my office here. We're recording at the Spire Theater, September 29th, the Raise the Roof Festival. They're raising money to build a new roof so it stops raining on us when we're trying to record podcasts from the roof.
Which is really what happened Wednesday. So the problem is real.
Yes.
So it's happening. So they definitely need our support. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I was thinking of doing like a tip system where you have a bucket or something during the set if it works into it or after the set and collect some bucks.
Yeah.
Just make it a thing.
Just bring some bucks.
Bring some bucks. Bring some singles. You can put them wherever you want. We're all open-minded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, make a special request and I will wear a thong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to put it in or not, I'll wear it. If you just can fit it into a crevice of mine, like I got a lot of, I got a beer gut, so you can fit a couple ones in there.
I think the situation you're describing fits into the category of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we will do anything.
Yes.
Jeremy specifically will do
Any,
parts of anything.
anything involving crevices,
Yeah.
I think is the big thing. Yeah, and also you can go to Facebook and you can donate on Facebook if you don't like to go out of the house, or if you are agoraphobic, or just an asshole.
Or allergic to air. Is that a thing?
I bet.
Okay.
I think
Those
my
are-
son's
I-
allergic to grass.
I think that's called
man.
SIDS.
Since
All right.
allergic to that's allergic to everything.
Already on the
Spontaneously.
sudden infant death
Oh,
syndrome.
man.
This is good. It's very relaxed. It's very low key.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're someone is driving somewhere right now and they're listening to our soothing voices
We're
and
being
they're
vi-
swerving.
We're being very gentle with you right
Very
now.
gentle. It might pick up later. Who knows?
It might. We might get into so many bits.
I
Yeah.
love screaming.
This goes somewhere in between NPR and ASMR.
ASNPR.
ASMR.
Yeah, that works.
There's the bit. That's done.
Is your mic on?
Is it? Maybe.
Scratch your microphone. Yeah, it is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
You hear that? Was that soothing or was that
You just scared Basil.
Basil girl, someone here? Who's here? Who's here? Who's here, Basil? Who's here? Sorry, Mom.
is your mom listening on the Alexa? You got her?
No.
You think? No?
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this when we first did the pie. I bought my parents an Alexa for Christmas, and I don't know if they've ever used it. It just kind of sits there. And, yeah. Alexa. Alexa, remind my mom to use the Alexa more. And like they'll I mean obviously not on purpose, but like I'll go home, I'll be like visiting, and she's like baking or something, and she like will just use Siri only. I'm like,
The only
alright.
thing those things are good for are like timers when I'm cooking. Like I don't
Yeah.
use them for anything. I have an Alexa and a Google because I didn't like the Google. I thought it was worthless, and then I got an Alexa, and I realized that just smart speakers are worthless. I can't figure it. Like I know what the weather is. I look at my phone.
Right. Or outside.
Yeah.
Like a goddamn adult.
Yeah. Just go outside. I don't wear a jacket anyways.
Yeah, Paul's still in middle school.
You're the shorts and winter guy.
I wish I was.
He leaves the house for work and his wife's like, "Where's your jacket?" And he asks, like, "Fine." He puts it on, and then as soon as as soon as he gets on into the car, he like shoves the jacket into his backpack and like walks into one of the big backpacks so he didn't look like
Who
a
is
workout.
the shorts and winter guy?
Oh,
it's,
I
It's
am.
not me. Are you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Dan
No.
is. Dan
Yeah.
is.
How do you do it?
I have. I don't
There's either
know.
a child or a zombie trying to break into my
Yeah,
room right
the-
now. Hold on.
Yeah, so I have a drawer that is specifically.
Hey, Liz, we're
full-
trying to record in here, bud. Can you stop pressing on the door, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I have a drawer that is specifically full of basketball shorts that I only wear in winter.
Wow.
Your winter, they're all flannel.
The rest of the year it just doesn't seem right, but the winter shorts, there's an aesthetic to it.
It's an aesthetic. How's it feel?
Cold.
Okay.
Why do you do this to yourself? You wear pants in the sun. You wear pants every single day
Yeah.
in the summertime.
Yeah.
And then come winter, I just want to make sure I'm getting this right.
Right. It's a comfort level. It's practically. I dress normal, relatively, all year round,
Mm,
and then when winter comes around,
mm,
everyone is so dressed up
mm.
that having the shorts feels like being naked. So I'm basically just an exhibitionist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the.
So it
logic
does a lot
behind
for
it.
you sexually, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's- which is a problem because I'm wearing basketball shorts.
Sure.
It's right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a problem for me personally. It's okay.
The first snowfall, Dan gets rock hard. It's like, oh, I can't wait to break out those Air Jordan.
It's just the association in my head. Yeah.
You're right.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we just discovered something about you, Dan.
Well, you're welcome. I feel
I,
good about
I
it.
thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Dan only watches. What's the Yeti that lives in the snow?
The
area?
abominable snowman.
The abominable snowman porn. I don't know. Never mind.
That
Who's the
I'm
joke?
sure, I'm sure that exists.
Man.
Rule 34.
So I guess
Yeah.
we should talk about like what got us into comedy to begin with. Like we are
Let's do it.
Karate Sleepover has a good name. I hear often from strangers, you guys are Karate Sleepover, you're killing it. I see it all the time. not to pat ourselves on the back, but like people know us, and
Yeah.
where did the brand come from? Why are we doing this?
I
All
matched
that kind of
I
good
matched
stuff.
with someone on Tinder, and we both swiped right, and she was like, "Are you a stand-up?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Are you in Karate Sleepover?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, I thought I recognized you." I said, what do you think about that?" And then she didn't respond.
It's
See?
a blessing and a curse.
That interaction will still get you through the rest of the month.
Right, yeah. I mean, it got everything, all my self-validation. I'm like, well, that didn't work out, but at least she knew who Karate Sleepover was.
Brand recognition.
Yeah, at least we're repping the brand pretty hard.
There's no bad publicity.
We're brand repping so tight.
On
What?
Tinder.
On Tinder, yeah. Yeah, we also have a dedicated Karate Sleepover Tinder page. And we're like, listen, it's all 5 of us or none of us. So.
Yes. You have to take
You
all
pick-
5 of us out to eat.
You pick, baby. Yeah, you're paying.
We suggest Chinese buffet just from experience alone.
Right, we
Don't
understand.
try and get us into any other restaurant. It's going to be a nightmare.
We understand the economics of single people in the world.
Yeah, we'll come in. Hey, can we get 5 waters? And what are you gonna have? What are you? Okay.
Get me some Jello when you get up there.
Right. Oh God, I wonder this very often. How does every Chinese buffet, they have the same, not only the same desserts, that I kind of understand, but they have the same exact recipe for mac and cheese and pizza. I've been all over the fucking country. Every single Chinese buffet, let's call them Chinese. What's that?
Giant.
Every Chinese buffet has the same pizza and the same macaroni and cheese.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think.
Thank
I
you for
don't-
validating my very boring story.
I don't know about the macaroni and cheese, but I do know that the pizza is not delivery. All right.
We should probably ask Anne to leave.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing I think I've heard this month.
Yeah, I think that negates the Tinder story.
Oh no. No, he has nothing.
Yeah. So let's go around. Let's talk about comedy and why we do it. Who wants to start? Dan.
Dan's giggling. He's ready.
We're just avoiding so hard going in a circle talking about ourselves by doing
Yeah.
bits.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it, but I think people have to care about us.
No, sure. I don't do stand up to be funny at all, and I hate myself for it, but I don't. I
It's
do
a cry
it.
for help.
No, it's just I don't have a political platform. I need to have a place to rant. I have all this angst. I never got enough like rebellion
Right.
when I was 14, 15. I was just sitting there watching Carlin being like, yeah, what is it about the government, man? You know? So that's what I do now. And I also talk about my kids.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And shaking them.
Yeah. I shake my baby. That's a bit. If you come out to a show, I'll talk about it.
And it's now pressed to vinyl. we will be pressing these podcasts to vinyl.
Yeah, one pressing per podcast.
One lucky person gets it.
We'll sell them all to Martin Shkreli.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. These will be very unique. Anyways, okay, so you do stand up because you want to spew your
You can say garbage. it's
anarchist
fine. Yeah.
regime bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what got you into stand up?
As far as actually starting, I think you know the answer to that because the answer is that you got me into stand up.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, I'd watched it throughout my teen years, but I was kind of caught up in all this music bullshit for a while.
Ugh,
Musician.
I'll tell
Went
you.
to college as a musician. It makes me feel disgusted to say that, but it's true. And then I saw you doing stand up.
Were you just doing a what is his name?
What?
Were you just doing a Mitch Hedberg impression?
I wasn't trying to do that. No, I wasn't trying to do that.
We both connected. I actually started. Is he doing a voice?
Right.
What the
What
fuck
is
what
he
accent
doing?
is that?
Dan, you talk like that for the rest of your life. Like, yeah, we're doing a podcast one day, and you just became that. I don't know.
That's who he is now.
Yeah, he wears puka shells now. I don't know what that's all about.
His frosted tips look delightful.
You're gonna give me a complex. I'm gonna have to follow through with it. Just same face.
You only listen to Sugar Ray. Just
I mean, we already talked about the frosted tips. I think you're repeating yourself at this point.
sorry.
And only the good Sublime songs.
Oof. Rip.
We're gonna fight.
Which are none.
Which, yeah. So I saw you doing stand up in Fredonia. And,
Yeah. Just has to
thought I could do that. Same thought everyone has when they see someone do stand up. Like, I could do that. I'm funny. So I did that, and turns out I'm actually not awful. So
Yeah, you're not bad.
Yeah.
You're pretty good.
It's wild how little percentage of the people that say, "Oh, I can do that. I'm funny," and actually are funny. So you really defy the odds there, Dan.
Well, it wasn't at first. I don't think anyone is at first. So,
You
I don't know,
got
maybe you
it.
guys are. Maybe I'm fucking.
Sorry, everyone.
No, you got it though.
Yeah.
Like you didn't go up and just you weren't dog shit up there. You know, you went up there and were like.
You remember the first time you went on stage?
Yeah.
What, tell us about it. What?
All right. I'm sorry. I can't help but see you teeing me up for stories that you already know.
I literally don't remember the first time you went on
You
stage.
don't?
Was it at the Q?
No, it was the open mic you put. No, not the open mic. The show you put on at the.
At Power 9.
Yeah, at Power 9.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I hadn't gone on before that. It was my first one.
What jokes did you tell? Tell us a joke, Dave.
I did a framing thing where I came on. I read.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I ironically read some jokes out of a joke book, and there's this one joke where it ends with you forgetting to. It's the brick joke. Like it's on TV Tropes if you want to look it up. A brick joke is just anything where you pretend to forget the punchline and then it becomes relevant later. But it was literally about a brick, and then I told a story at the end in which the character just randomly catches the brick from the first joke.
Yeah.
I think the only other one that I remember.
It's so
is,
funny when you just tell it like the way you just did.
Yeah.
I think the
Well, I'm not
crowd's
gonna-
really gonna like that.
I mean, I'm not gonna do the
I know.
10-15 minute routine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that the only other one that I remember is my favorite position is the inside job. No, I was a conspiracy theorist, so my favorite position is the inside job.
God, that's a classic joke.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
That's a really funny joke.
Yeah, I'm into that. That's a good one to just pull out whenever something's not going well. That's pretty reliable.
How did you feel? How did you feel like it?
Shoot.
How did you feel like the bit shoot? Yeah. How did you feel like your first experience went?
It went really well. I mean, that was a tiny room, so everyone was pretty, like, you could really feel the energy, and
Yeah.
just that you're standing 2 feet in front of somebody, and half of them were people that we knew, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was really cool. That got me hooked, and then I didn't do it for another year, so I guess that's kind of how addiction works, right? And then, a year or so later, maybe a year and a half, after you came back to Jamestown, you were getting into the open mic at the Q, so you dragged me along, and I'm thankful for that. So
Yes, I'm very thoughtful and kind to my friends.
here am I, right now. That's what I'm doing. That's why it happened.
Okay. Yeah, and now here we are recording
Yeah.
a podcast
Yep.
a year later.
So that's me.
I always think of like how much, and I'm not complaining, but like a year from now, if we're still doing the podcast, be like, yeah, remember the first time we were like in your little office and we had these like mics we had to hold and like
Yeah.
we're on some pirated audio software or whatever.
Whoa.
That's a joke. This is
You
a
mean
comedy podcast.
You mean some definitely paid for audio equipment? Yeah, I'm the only one with a mic stand. What was your worst experience on stage? Or worst show, or worst, just a time when you were like, you told a bunch of jokes and you got off stage and you're like, I'm gonna go kill myself now.
Oh, yeah. I think the worst was I think the first night of our Lucy Fest showcase.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, it was a room full of people that were not fond of pedophile jokes.
What?
And I had a couple of them.
What?
Kind of just sprinkled in there. I didn't talk about them a lot, but a little bit. And I mean, the whole premise of that joke, of those jokes is kind of hacky. It's just we agree I'm a good person, and these are jokes that a bad person would say. Isn't that fucking hilarious?
What a classic.
And if the audience does not follow you on the whole, oh, but I'm a good person thing, then it's just you talking about how great pedophilia is for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and with your whole look, you really got to break that barrier pretty quick.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've had this beard since like 5th grade, so.
For those of you who aren't subscribed to the live stream
Just imagine a pedophile.
and have never seen Dan Davis, I was gonna say there's a reason that you have to watch Abominable Snowman porn.
Yeah.
Abominable Snowman. abdominals.
Abdominals.
He's just fucking cut.
He's got the 8-pack. He's just always like,
He looks like Jesus, but he's on an ice cross. Yeah, Jesus is ripped. Don't give me that look,
He
Dan.
always is. Either that or emaciated, but that's kind of sacrilegious now, I think. You can't have an unfit Jesus on the cross.
Right. There's a drawing somewhere of like a tubby, like he's got a little pop belly.
he's a neckbeard.
Yeah.
Like in another
He's
300
talking to the
years.
Romans. He's like, actually,
On one of the crosses next to him is like his waifu pillow or whatever they're called.
Mary Magdalene comes up, wipes his face. Well, thank you, milady.
Oh my god.
Jesus was a neckbeard.
Now, you
Jesus
give it long
was a
enough,
neckbeard.
he's gonna go the way of Buddha.
Isn't
he's
that a
gonna be
Primus
fat.
song?
Jesus was kind of the original neckbeard because everyone was like walking around and they're like, well, we just live and then who knows what, nothing happens. And then Jesus came and it was like, actually.
Hold on, guys.
My dad. Well, my dad told me that you're gonna all go to heaven if you don't. You're all gonna go to hell if you don't do what he says. It's like, okay, Jesus, chill the fuck out, dude.
Jesus, we're just trying to play what we think may be soccer one day. Just relax, man.
Just chill.
For some reason, when you said that, I was thinking like the Aztec game where they like bump the ball.
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking too. And there's the hoops on like the top
Like
of
just Jesus is in.
Right, he's like
Yeah.
fucking so good at it. That's why he got so popular.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you know that dude that was great at that hoop game? Like, yeah, Jesus, like, yeah, he turns out he's the son of God.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got here. Maybe the Mormons were like half right. I don't know.
He's really cool to see, but he is just a piece of shit.
Right.
He comes over here and he's all like, actually.
Right.
The road to El Dorado is actually the third testament to the Bible.
Jesus Christ, that's the funniest joke I've ever heard.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's great.
Wow.
Dan, do you wanna button your segment up? Do you have anything that you want to say about comedy or about your wife, your kids? What's your address, social security number?
I love giving out my shit. Yeah,
Dan's a big fan of privacy.
I'm just thankful that I'm able to do this because I think.
Anyways, Paul. No, sorry, continue.
No, I mean, you and I have gone through cycles of a lot of different hobbies that are just not productive at all.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting to, I came from, like I said, playing fucking metal in the garage. No one gives you positive feedback on that aside from your parents. Like to have
They're like,
a show
we don't
and-
get it, but if it sounds good to you, we're happy.
They are tolerant.
Feel like you were
of
smiling
music.
up there, so we're good with it.
Yeah, it's not a half-hearted, hey man, sweet, while everyone's switching over. It's actually like people coming up and saying they enjoyed it and saying why they enjoyed it. So that's cool.
People really listen to comedy. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. People come up to us. Excuse me. Oh, okay.
Where do you think comedy's going in this area?
Where?
Yeah.
Not nowhere but up.
Nowhere but
Ooh.
okay.
Ooh,
So you have an
gotcha.
optimistic outlook for the future. of
I think
Jamestown
so.
comedy.
I mean, that's the way it's going right now. I don't know if it's kind of a boom bust sort of thing, or if, we haven't been doing it long enough to really see the cycles in it. But it looks like it's doing well, and it's doing consistently better even.
I think that one of the things about the local scene right now is that we've built something with enough architecture and enough ground stabilization that I think that the scene from its inception when it started about a year ago, it will exist for a long time. Like we could leave, and I think that it would still. There's enough people that are like, okay, we've gotten the bug enough that we're gonna keep this going.
I
Yeah.
hope so. I don't plan on living
Because we
in
are not
Minnesota.
gonna leaving. Yep. See you later, everybody. I'm moving to Nebraska.
Comedy hotbed.
Yeah.
The middle.
Of the middle. Yeah.
Is that what they call it there?
The middle.
Yeah.
They call
Not
every-
East Coast, West Coast. It's just we're just right in the
We're middle.
I think they refer to themselves as the flyover states, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
No
How
one gives a
fucking
fuck about
depressing
that.
is that gotta be? Oh, where do you live? Just one of those states that people just kind of look at for a couple. It's like when you talk about how you sneeze and you pass through a town,
Yeah.
but it's on like a much sadder level.
Oh, where you live at? Nebraska. What city? You know what? Just don't.
You've been in our
Just don't.
airspace.
Just don't.
You eat a pack of peanuts and you're over it.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of anti-Nebraska sentiment.
I like Nebraska. Some of my favorite bands are from Nebraska. So.
I was using the term flyover states ironically. So.
Oh, is that not a real thing?
No, it is. It's just they definitely
pick
don't.
a story and stick to it.
Oh god, they definitely don't refer to themselves as that.
Okay.
I didn't get the context across.
Bright Eyes is from Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you're right,
Omaha.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to Bright Eyes. I know Connor Oberst is listening.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
Love you, baby.
Close personal relationship.
Yeah, a close and personal friend.
This is our direct connection to Connor Oberst.
This is actually the only reason that we're doing this podcast. He was like, "Listen, guys, I don't hear from you as often enough." And we're like, you know what? The best way to fix that is to fully start a podcast.
And we think we know his Gmail. It's got to be like Connor.Oberst.
Yeah. I don't know. He's an early adopter, man. I bet you there's no dot. I bet you it's Connor Oberst.
Okay, all right. We'll try them all. We'll just CC a bunch of different C Oberst,
Coburst, Connor
C_Oberst.
Bright Eyes Fan 69 at gmail.com. He's like, I know someone's gonna take this, so I want to get on this before.
And then whoever responds back, we have to be careful to verify that it is in fact him and not an imposter.
Send pics.
Yeah.
Yeah. With today's newspaper.
With my name right on your
Timestamp.
boobs.
Yeah. on your Connor Oberst indie rock boobs.
Which probably aren't good at all.
Whoa!
If we're
wow!
being real.
I'm so sorry, Connor.
You heard it here first, folks. Paul Clemente doesn't think that Connor Oberst has good boobs, which I don't really know.
I'm ready to die on this hill. Honestly.
I'm not feeling comfortable with this.
I'm just ready to die.
Ha ha ha!
Oh god, no, I'm okay, everyone. I'm okay, Mom. Don't worry.
You're gonna talk about ironic depression memes for an hour now.
Right?
Yeah.
Bazil, who's here?
Oh shit!
I hope she finds out who's here.
Is it working? You know what my favorite thing in a podcast is when something is going wrong in the background and they just stop to watch and don't talk over it.
Well, I don't know. We're not recording.
Oh, we actually aren't.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay. We just recorded all of that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Will that not record over it? It looks like it went. It's just going really small because you're zoomed out.
Yeah. Okay. We're back.
Okay.
We're good?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I think most people probably didn't even realize that there was a break. We can probably edit that pretty smoothly. You guys don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, just in case we have this.
Yeah, we just had a little bit of a technical error.
I mean, a commercial break.
We'll get commercials, I feel.
We already have some.
Do we?
It's time to plug our.
Oh yeah, we already did them.
It's time to plug our sponsors. Cream soda. Cream soda. What is it? And that's the only one I'm going to do because I know these guys hated it the last time I did the bit.
Is that an old bit?
It's a joke. I wrote that, I don't know, a long time. I can't even say that I wrote. It's not much writing.
You wrote it down.
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
You're probably like, cream soda, ? And then you came back the next day and you're like, what is this?
I think I actually wrote, I was going to write a joke about cream soda. I wrote cream soda and then dash, like, what is it? And then I probably let it sit for a day. I came back, I was like, that's funny. No more work needs to be done on this joke.
Joke complete.
That's the most fundamental bias, is that your joke is already fine.
Right. Those people probably don't even realize a joke was just told. They're like, what are they talking about, joke? There was no joke.
Is there a reference on...
So yeah, Paul, do you want to talk? Do you want me to do first? You want to go for riding car?
Yeah. Yeah, I can go. Same question, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you do comedy?
I don't know. I get a joy out of it that I can't get anywhere else. Really, just being up on stage and having a whole show go well, and have people laugh at you in a good way instead of a bad way.
Right.
It's great. You can't really get that out of anything else because I'm not really good at anything else. I'm not a musician.
And it's like you've got kids, but they're not funny.
No, their jokes are terrible.
Yeah. Do you have one on hand?
Yes. What do you get when you cross a tiger with a pretzel?
What?
A prinzel.
Fucking
Yeah. Seriously.
That is a goddamn joke right there.
I told him to work on it.
Yeah.
I said workshop that and
Right.
get back to me.
It's still a little sweaty.
It is. I told it at Forte, I think.
Yeah.
Or a very similar thing. He was super hype about it. But kids aren't funny, and they give me no joy.
Kids aren't funny. There's drain on resources. There's already too many of them.
There is. Like, I have 3 alone, so it's just...
But luckily, Brett, never mind. I was going to start talking about the Supreme Court and shit.
Oh, jeez.
This is not that podcast. Sorry, everyone. So yeah, okay. So you get a feeling that you can't achieve anywhere else.
Yeah, when you're on, man, it's amazing up there. It's like your body goes into autopilot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys ever got this, where you do a familiar set and like the adrenaline kicks in and your brain goes, okay, we got this. So like your set just comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you're very cognizant of like your hand movements. Like, okay,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna work on hand movements.
When you start working on like the accoutrements of the jokes and
I'm like, okay, in a couple seconds, I'm gonna pause really long because I think it's funny. Like it's weird, and I'm like, okay, that person's looking at me.
Right.
Why are they here? Like I start thinking of other things, and I'm doing my set, and it's really bizarre.
And I feel like once you go into that autopilot mode, it's like then it's easier to riff and like do crowd work and shit because like your mind is no longer remembering the set and remembering the joke and like, oh, there's a beat here, there's this there. Then you're like just fucking lasering in on people and you're like, I'm gonna make fun of that guy's glasses.
You can really like read.
And it turns out he's blind. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's
True story.
we're still in litigation.
Ugh.
You probably shouldn't even mention it, to be honest. with
Yeah,
you.
my bad, everybody.
Uh,
Yeah, Blindy McBlind spot.
Yeah, but there's nothing better than that though. And then you get off stage and things feel great. You just feel like the best. And usually you're surrounded by good comedians, and they're like, "Oh man, you fucking killed it." And you're like, "Yeah."
And then you tell them, you're like, you fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Because they did.
There's a lot of
Unless you were Dan at that one show.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of butt touching.
Yeah, that's a huge part of comedy. If you're looking to get into comedy, just be ready for it. It's consensual and non-consensual. It crosses all genders.
No, it's just consensual, Paul. There's just consensual butt touching.
Yeah,
Not in my experience.
Well, I guess we don't have any Louis C.K.'s.
Let me tell you some stories, kid. No.
Yeah.
trying to keep the Louis C.K.'s out. I think more
Yeah,
accurate.
we've already kicked out one Louis C.K.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough.
Should we name names?
Thank God we'll
No.
see. Thank God we'll see that person tonight.
Yep.
Because
Oh yeah, it's shout out Monday nights at the Shadowcoin Club. There's an open mic. You guys should come down. I think it's hosted by Rob Will.
Yeah, legitimately, that's cool. I'm excited for that.
Dan, are you coming tonight?
I believe so. Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
I'm doing my crack house stuff. I haven't done that in a while.
Oh man, that's a good
Ooh.
joke.
That's just a great story.
It is a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not tell it.
Right now, because it's about. To happen.
Anyways, back in the late 90s.
No, you guys will hear all the stories. This podcast is just for you guys to get to know us a little bit.
Yeah, teaser trailer.
Okay,
For
so
the actual jokes.
do you remember the first time that you went on stage doing stand up, Paul?
It was at the Q. It was in April. And I did, oh man, I worked on the set forever. I memorized it. I sent it to my brother, Ian Insect, in Pittsburgh, and I was like, here,
Shouts
look
out.
at this.
What was it about?
I did Talking Cake. I did DJ Mad Skills. I did the pizza joke.
Oh, with your grandpa
The
just
grandpa
pulling the
paid.
quarters out of your ears?
Yeah, I did that, and then I finished it with Starbucks, I think.
The dad's Starbucks?
Yeah, the dad's Starbucks. And then there was more time at the end, so I did the Walmart story because it recently happened where the guy dropped a pie. The guy had the cape on and he dropped the pie on the floor.
Oh,
and
yeah.
3 guys came to sweep it up.
And they couldn't figure out
They
how to
couldn't
sweep
figure it
up
out at all.
Oh god.
That's a weird true story.
Figure it out.
I missed a lot of your older stories
Yeah.
because I wasn't around a lot for the Q.
So
And then Paul did tomato poop for 3 months straight.
Yeah.
Oh man, I leaned heavy on it. I still think there's work to be done on it.
Oh yeah.
That's probably my...
On every single joke that any of us has ever written, there's still 2 years of polish that needs to be on all of them.
But I will say one thing, not to keep going, but
No,
I just
going.
wrote a whole thing about booking and people that aren't on shows sometimes and they get upset. And I'm not referring to anyone specifically because you only have sometimes 90 minutes and you can't book everybody. And sometimes it happens where you're not on every show. I know everyone wants to be on every show. But on the other hand, the whole thing on why we started this group was because I wasn't booked on shows for Lucy Fest.
Right.
And instead of whining and crying about it, I just did my own thing.
Fucking did something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I
And
don't
then
know.
you got on Lucy Fest.
Yeah, and then I got on Lucy Fest anyways, and I did my very first show. It was like probably my 10th time ever on stage was a show I produced.
Right.
Which is stupid, but it worked.
I mean, that's how you do it. If there's no market, create a market.
Create a market or just work harder. And a lot of the community... I don't know. I'm not going to go on a tangent.
Be funnier.
Just be funnier.
Be
and work
funnier,
harder.
everybody, please.
And I can't hammer out this point more than anything else is like work on things, take notes, get better, and people will pay to see you do something if you're good at it. If you're just that loudest guy at the bar, no one's going to pay money to see you do comedy. If you're just shouting vagina as loud as you can and making fart noises and just being like, and not working on it and not learning from it, no one's going to pay to see you. That's why you're going to stay in bars, which is no real problem with bars, but you're going to stay in bars and tell jokes in front of 4 people.
Vagina!
Yeah.
What?
What?
Everyone's like, eventually people are going to be like, John, you gotta fucking stop with all of this. This is...
I'm on guard.
This has been
Bizarre.
6 months of this. I can't believe we keep booking you, John.
He has it. He goes, I'm sorry, I've been trying to write new material. You go home and look at his laptop, and it's literally just the word vagina, and then like...
and FRPPPP.
Right.
Hello, honey, is this funny?
So I like the one the other day. Oh. Yeah.
And I know it's an extreme example, but we know those people that just refuse to get better, and they're like, why aren't good things happening to me? And it just gets to me. It's a whole... This should probably be on like episode 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Not like...
Or
who
the
we
Christmas
are.
special.
Or the Christmas special, which is... Our budget has yet to be finalized, but it's going to be fantastic.
I'm giving us carte blanche on it.
Oh, really? You're opening up the checkbook.
I'm opening up the checkbook.
Infinite money.
Infinite money. I'm so rich.
From comedy.
From
Which is a joke.
I'm so rich from comedy. Yeah. So okay, so that was your first time. What was your worst time on stage? This is a thing that we should ask everyone first and worst.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very smart. Great lover. I recycle.
Worst time performing. I'm pretty hard on myself, honestly. If I mess up a word, I know other people don't notice, and I give people that advice. If you mess up something, no one else knows but you.
Paul's a cutter. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ruining the flow of that.
I couldn't think of anything funny to say on top of that. I guess there really isn't.
Yeah, man. That ends a sentence pretty quickly.
The worst time on stage, there was... I don't know, you end up making some type of fun out of it. There's been some times that you do an open mic and you're just not feeling it or whatever, but I think like the worst, I was out in the middle of nowhere and we were doing a show for the veterans.
Yes.
And that didn't make it bad, but the situation
like we'll do
was
any
bad.
sort of
Yeah.
fundraiser, and especially for like vets. Like hell yeah, support the
Sure.
troops, support the troops' moms,
Support the troops' dogs.
support the troops' dogs, and like we'll do any sort of benefit. That's not what makes it bad.
Correct, but the whole framing of it was everyone was outside having a great time listening to music. And then they're like, well, we don't want you outside for some... I don't even know the reason why. They're like, you're not going to tell comedy outside.
They probably thought that we were just going to do a bunch of like AIDS and pussy jokes.
Which we didn't, I don't think.
No, because they told us don't do any...
Oh,
any
yeah,
bad material. They
Okay.
were like, we want to keep you guys inside because in case this gets dirty. By the way, don't let it get dirty. Okay.
Or maybe we fought to be inside because it was a better stage.
Man, we were really getting our stories mixed
I
up
don't
right
know,
now.
man. I don't know, man.
We're like, they decided to let us decide.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It just
Correct me
matters
if
that
I'm
it was
wrong.
bad.
So yeah, okay, I'll move on. So they tried to get everyone that was enjoying music outside and drinking and like picnicking to come inside and listen to our jokes. So they were just pissed. It was like when you call the kids in when they're playing outside. And you're like, "Come in, it's dinner," and they're like, "Mwah."
Yeah, I don't know
So
what
we
that's
had like 4 people sit down, and they were just pissed because they had to be inside because it was a really nice day. And the show, I think they booked so many comedians. It was like 2 hours long. It was
What? I thought
really
there was
long.
only 5 of us.
No, it was long.
It was you, me, Rob Will was on the show. Josh Beefy Anderson
Mm-hmm.
was on the show.
Wasn't there some other person?
I don't think there was.
I remember it being long. Maybe we went long.
Yeah, I mean, we've got hours to pull from.
I don't know, man. it was like 4 people there, and they didn't want to see us.
They did not want to see, especially Paul and I.
Yeah, and I told a joke. I told the story of getting arrested in Canada, thinking like these people know what it's like to be arrested. They can relate to me.
I thought you were gonna say these people are proud Americans and will be like, yeah, fuck Canada, but no, you went with the even worse thing.
The even worse thing, and it was bad, and like they didn't give us anything.
Yeah.
Which is part of it's even just to think about like give us a beer, give us a meal. Like we're still doing something. I knew it was a benefit, but still, even thank us. They didn't even like thank us. They just turned the lights off when we were done.
Right.
And I remember asking for a
Mid-joke.
cup of coffee, and they're like, "I don't know what's in the back." So I was just walking around in the back
of the room, of the
Of the
building,
room.
of
Just they said it's in the back. Yeah, and I kind of left like, man, is this what comedy's like? It was kind of early and everything, and I'm like, this is kind of shitty.
I think that was the night that we became best friends.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Straight stepbrothers moment.
It really was.
Yeah.
Tragedy bonds people.
Tragedy bonds.
You know, it just like in terms of the getting something for the comedy, for the work aspect of it, I think I'd much rather have a good thank you than a $5 generally
Oh,
speaking.
absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming. You guys were really funny, and I don't know. Here's my card, or whatever. Some bars will do different. Like we charge money for comedy, for like a comedy show.
Yeah.
Or we do trade or something interesting, but it's very
Give
rare
us
unless
drugs.
it's a benefit. Yeah. Give us something. A pat on the back, over to pants handy, whatever.
But it does a small butt touch, a big butt
a
touch.
big butt touch.
it's like if
It's
you
up
get
to
paid
them.
and you can only buy like a Big Mac afterwards. It's like,
That reminds me of we played back when Dan and I were in a band. We played a show in Buffalo, and we were living in Jamestown at the time. You actually showed up the second we were done. Dan missed the show
what?
at
Milky's?
no, I can't remember where it was. It doesn't matter. But we were in this band called Down with the Buffalo, and we drove all the way out to Buffalo. Dan missed the show, so me and our guitarist Jeff Picarazzi, shouts out to Jeff Picarazzi, and we were finishing up, and it was one of those shows where you got paid by how many tickets you sold.
Oh, that bullshit.
And we couldn't sell, I mean, you can't sell tickets to Buffalo in Jamestown. And so we were like, well, maybe we'll get some gas money. If not, whatever. Like, we were just playing to play because we liked playing. And as we're leaving the venue, the guy goes, oh, by the way, here you go. And gives us, I'm not kidding, $2 bills. Like, don't give us anything at that. Like, are you kidding me? I was furious.
That was much like, and I'll mention the place because I think they're closed as Mojo's when we did the Mojo show.
Well, they're gonna reopen.
Are they?
I don't know. They've got a handwritten sign on lined paper that says, "Sorry, but we're trying to get our license back" or some shit.
What a mess. But they didn't pay us anything.
Yep.
They didn't give us free drinks.
Yep.
They didn't tell anyone a comedy show was going to be there. So when the people walked in, they're like $5. They're like, for what? And they're like, these guys. So people were like automatically
These
mad at us.
jabronis, right?
Oh man.
And we're all sitting there like SpongeBob outside of the bubble bowl before
Oh,
they go
yeah.
play.
Big time. Yeah, that place is set up so weird.
Yeah.
And then the bartender was so hammered. She's like, I think there's a drink thing for performers, but I can't remember $5. That's what it was. And My sister wanted a beer. I wasn't drinking that night, and I remember it being $5, and she's like, "For a Bud Light, what?"
Yeah.
Well, that's really just that's an organizational thing, right? I mean, they're a music bar, and
doing comedy in a bar in general is just so weird.
I think you gotta do it to pay some dues and get your name out there, but you definitely don't want to, unless they're set up for comedy and they frame it as a comedy show. I don't think it's a good idea.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, bars, they're just like, just the architecture of them, and like the layout of them. Everyone has to like crane their head and try and see past the person next to them, and
you're really ice skating uphill. Like you're really.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Ice skating uphill.
Did you just come up with that, or is that a thing that people say?
I don't know.
That's my favorite Olympic sport.
The uphill skate.
My favorite Olympic sport is the one where they're on skis and then they've got to stop and like shoot things like a James Bond villain.
It's no training.
Yeah. Huh.
So what got you into comedy?
Me?
Jabroni.
I don't know. I was.
That should be your answer.
I don't know. Anyways, Dan. No, one time one of my friends, and this is, I mean, I've got a little bit of a narcissistic personality, and one time one of my friends told me, "Oh, you're the funniest person that I know," and I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Really, really?" And they were like, "I regret starting this conversation with you." But then I started writing down jokes, and then I didn't do anything about it for like 2 years. And yeah, it's just a fun thing. I really like language and the way the words work together and how you can, I don't know, just like express such vivid thoughts and emotions and even visuals with words. Like the first time I ever heard stand-up comedy that like stood out as stand-up comedy that wasn't just playing in the background on Comedy Central at a friend's house while I slept over was like New in Town by John Mulaney. And like I never, like he has like a music to the way that he talks, and he has like such specific phrasings and such like poignant turns of phrase and ways that he describes things. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that you could do that. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. And so I'm talking through a burp right now.
Is he doing a bit?
Right, I'm choking. I'm like, and it was just really John Mulaney, man, if you're listening. Yeah, and so then I started doing it at a bar. I think it's the EBC East in Fredonia. They had an open mic and they very graciously let me come and do stand up. And it's just tough when you're doing stand up at a music open mic because all the people are sitting at the bar and like you can, you know, like you got like Adam McKillop crooning and it's beautiful and people can kind of like talk and like just his music is floating into your ears and it's nice. And then I come up and I'm like, isn't it weird how Gary Busey looks weird? And like and like and the thing with stand up is it's very easy. There are jokes where if you miss a single word, you're not going to get the joke. The whole thing is lost on you. Right. And they're like, oh, you're not funny. It's like, well, you're not listening.
What was that Demetri Martin joke? It was the shortest joke ever written.
Oh shit, what is it? It's cannibals eat. Oh, god damn it.
Was it the cannibals had me for dinner?
Yeah, I think that's
like
what
that.
it was.
I mean, that's kind of just to your point. It's very vivid, but if you miss a word, then you're kind of done.
Right, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and comedy's just cool. Like, I've been on stage for a long time playing music, and the thing about playing music is that you kind of have this, like, liaison between you and the audience, which is not just the music, but an instrument that you get to go, like, you go, you know, brain, hands, instrument, ears, and there's a lot of processes in between your idea and it getting to the audience, and so you have a lot of moments for you to kind of have expression. Whereas with stand up, it's literally just brain, mouth, ears, and it's you not against the crowd. I think that's an unhealthy way to. I think a lot of comics look at it like that. I look at it like that, but it's not healthy. But it is. It's just you. It's just your brain up there, and it's like, all right, what am I gonna do? I mean, like, we had a show where we had like 80 people in the crowd, which is, for us, we're still super new. That's a pretty big crowd, and it's just like you walk up and and there's 80 people looking at you, and you're just like, oh shit, I hope I remember how to be funny, like I could just completely slip and fall. I mean, there's no banana peel, so it's not funny. Why did I bring a banana peel? You start going through all this just in case I slip and fall. I can plant it. How much are bananas? Where's the nearest place I can buy a banana? I know 7-Eleven just started selling fresh produce, but I don't know if they have bananas. Also, are they even open? Yeah, they're 24/7. And then everyone's just looking at you like, is he gonna tell a joke? Or
You're doing math. You're just whispering math. You're 24/7.
That is 24/7. It's significantly funnier because you have the bananas on your shelf right there. So I'm listening to you
and staring at bananas.
Yeah.
I bought, yeah. Oh my gosh, my mic keeps going out. Okay, hi. Yeah, I bought bananas and avocados, and that's what I'm eating for my lunches this week. I'm trying something new. I'm trying something healthy, but I'm also smoking like a pack of cigarettes a day now.
It's the vegan diet.
Yeah.
So what would you think is probably the worst show you've ever done?
I don't know. The one that you were talking about was pretty rough. The early open mics when I was in Fredonia at the EBC were pretty bad, but those were also fun, and I learned a lot. Excuse me. To be totally honest, that the show that I put on Fredonia, which was before we even knew you, and when I was living in Fredonia, that is one of my lowest moments, because I hosted the show and I did stand up, and I did not know how to host, and when I did my set, I panicked so bad because I'm looking at like 20 people that I was like good friends with. Doing stand up in front of people that
it's really weird,
very, very bizarre, and I think I've kind of gotten past it now. I've written enough good jokes. I'm like, oh, this is a good, solid joke. This will get a laugh at pretty much anywhere. I think I could sit down like 20 people from my family and be like, all right, guys, I'm gonna say jokes at you right now. But back then I was like, this is really weird, and I didn't know what to say. And then I made this joke about like going on a date with a girl, and I like made eye contact with like a girl, and I was like, no, it's not like that. I don't want to like date. And I was like,
oh no.
Yeah. So that was pretty rough. One time at the queue, this actually might have been the worst. I was bombing real bad, and I told a joke about, I was like, do you ever think about and then successfully commit the murder of a homeless person and then bury him behind that weird prosthetic limb store in Faulkner? Which is a pretty funny joke, and I've done it since, and it's worked. But that night, no one was having it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and do some crowd work. And I started talking to this lady, and I was like, oh man, was that joke not for you? Do you not know, or do you know someone who was an amputee or something like that? And she goes, fuck, what did she say?
My daughter was murdered.
Is that what she said?
Absolutely.
Oh no, that was after.
That was after.
That was after
found
the
that
show.
out after.
She
didn't lead with that.
She asked me
That
something.
was
I asked the lady. I was like, "Have you ever done that? Have you ever considered or thought about and then successfully committed the murder?" Blah, blah, blah. And she goes, "I haven't, but I might." I said, "Depending on what?" And she looks me dead in the eyes and goes, "Are you homeless?" And I was like, "Oh shit! I can't even. That's the best joke."
Yes.
Like, you beat me. And I did a joke about suicide, and after the show, Paul and I were outside, and I was smoking a cigarette, and she came up to us, and she was like, "I just want you to know that my daughter committed suicide." And I was like, "Thanks." Thanks. Yeah, so.
Thank you for sharing. Are we good on time? I got one question for everyone. I know we have 2 sections of this. Are we at the hour-ish?
I think we're at the hour. I mean, that's why we very loosely defined the hour as ish. We can go below.
Well, I got a good question, because all of us mentioned one theme is all the people that may be listening that want to get into comedy.
Sure.
And you have that barrier of like what's an open mic like? Like what your first open mic is.
What a good question.
And everyone I had the same perception. I don't know if you guys did. I'll share mine and then we'll go around. is like you think you're gonna go into this smoky bar and people are like gonna look to throw shit at you and heckle you and tell you that you suck.
That's how you saw it when you were starting?
Yeah, because I mean it was at the Q. They didn't have a good reputation, but I thought, okay, there's
They're
gonna
closed
be
now, you can do that.
there's gonna be like 30 people there and they're all gonna look at me and like
Right.
stare at me and hate me.
There's gonna be like a fence in front of the thing, so in case they throw bottles, they break before they hit you. And...
So that's what I thought it was like, and I was like, okay, I have to be really funny, and I have to memorize everything. And I realized after the first comedian, you can imagine in your head. I'm not going to name a name because he's so active. I saw him go first, and I'm like, oh shit, I can do this, because he was just the worst. I outed him as a male, but. He was just
right, because there's
worst.
female comics. Okay, sorry.
And he was the absolute worst, and it gave me so much confidence. And I realized there was only 4 people there. They were all comedians, and everyone's really cool. So, so my first open mic experience was actually I came in really scared, and I kept saying I wasn't ready. I need to be perfect. And I realized you don't have to be.
Did you went up that time?
Yeah.
Did you do good?
Yeah, I think so. I felt really confident. Jamie Lee was there. And Angelo and Elsa.
Shout out to Angelo and Elsa.
Yeah, they came to see me. I did the John Goodman joke. That's what I did. One of those too.
Oh, a classic. Tell that joke right now, or if you want to. I don't want to pimp you.
No,
up.
do it.
All right. So I wasn't really feeling good before I got here.
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone in the car, which I know I shouldn't do.
Okay.
So I type all my symptoms in, and I was like, I don't know. I feel lethargic, and like my head hurts, and my stomach hurts, and I have gas. And I realized I still had IMDb still up. I thought I'd WebMD. I fucked up the joke.
Yeah.
So I typed my symptoms in the WebMD, all those things. IMDb was still up, and it said I was John Goodman.
Speak poet.
Plus. Autumn's gonna be our first guest. Yeah, that's such a funny.
It's a good like icebreaker, I feel. So your first open mic, Dan, was at the Q, you said, or was not at the Q?
The first open mic was at the Q.
All right, so tell me like what you thought it was and what it actually was.
I wasn't really sure what it was. I mean, Jeremy had said it was a pretty cool place. You come down and tell some jokes. My only reference was the show with 20 of our relatively close friends or friends of friends in Fredonia. So it was definitely a different environment. I'm not a bar guy. So like I don't know how to order at a bar at all. This isn't a bit. This is just my life.
Right. They were like, so they went up to dinner like, do you want anything? He's like, do you have cheeseburgers?
Yeah, I was like,
which isn't a fat joke. It's just that Dan doesn't know how to operate in a bar joke.
No, it was awful. But I got there. I didn't order anything the first time. I turned the chair around and just made the bartender upset with me for the next 2 hours. It was pretty cool though. I mean, I think one of the things about an open mic is that if you know the people there, or if in most cases people come there consistently, you get to know them. That makes anything they do that much funnier. And there's an experience. Yeah,
as long as they're writing.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it doesn't make a bad joke good, but it makes a good joke better for sure.
That was some fucking wisdom right
there.
there.
That's me. That's what I spout.
Feeling like
and there's something about having your favorite comedian be a local comedian, which is mine is not either of you two, by the way. But that's a really interesting experience because it's not the sort of thing where you watch this person and you're like, wow, they're so great, I wish I could meet them. It's like, no, you go up to them 5 minutes later and you tell them exactly what you liked and they say, hey, thanks, I like, that sort of thing. That's the kind of support that you get.
Yeah.
So that was my first open mic experience.
Just in a nutshell, I
yeah,
guess.
Yeah.
That was a nice, eloquent answer, I feel.
Thank you.
What about you, Jabroni?
Oh, man. I guess there's kind of 2 answers to it because the first open mic experience that I had was at a music open mic. And so it wasn't like... it wented. Okay. We'll fix that in post. It went exactly as you would imagine doing comedy at a music open mic went, which is like people didn't really give a shit. Yeah, and like a couple people listened, and I got a couple laughs. But when I went to the very first actual open mic that was for comedy, it was actually pretty on the nose of what I expected, which was 3 people in the bar, all barflies, and then a couple of comedians telling pretty not great jokes, and then it ends, and you all kind of go, okay, I'll see you guys next week, and then you leave. I mean, that was really what it was, and yeah. I didn't really have any sort of like romanticized thing. I think like I'd been playing shows for such a long time that like I was just already in that arena of like knowing how poorly a show can go. So
I get that.
It's like my expectation of what it could be. I realized if I was gonna be a realist about it, I couldn't make any assumptions because like there was no, because who the fuck knows, and for real, who truly knows, because the first mics that we went to here in Jamestown were 4 or 5 comics telling jokes to the 4 or 5 comics that aren't on stage right now. And now now that we have the mic at the Labyrinth, Thursdays at 8 o'clock, sign-ups at 7:30. Paul and I get there at 7 if you want to hang out. Whew. Show goes till 10, or goes to Forte and does karaoke afterwards. That's the full name of the event.
.com.
Backslash. Right, why am I using backslashes?
Regular slash events.
But yeah, and now we have pretty much every open mic that we do is standing remotely. Like, if I showed up to the scene when we were doing this mic, I would have probably taken it a lot more seriously, because when I first started going to the mics, I would go once, sometimes a month, and be like, yeah, I don't really feel like it tonight. Like, I don't really have material. If I came into like what we're doing in our mic, I'd be like, holy shit, this is like a thing. I think, at least, I don't know. Maybe I can't see the forest from the trees. Maybe our show's terrible and everyone hates it.
Well, we've been going for over 30 weeks, 37,
I think almost 40 weeks now.
And it's still, last Thursday was packed.
Yeah.
The week before was a little
show.
weird, but I think everyone had like that school hangover where like everyone's like schedule shifted or whatever. But it's at a point where we get a lighthouse and we're like, what? It's like bizarre.
Yeah.
So
and also a lighthouse for us is like 15 people.
And also Lighthouse is a terrible band.
Lighthouse, they sing
The Game.
They sing.
Oh, I thought they did the one that was like.
No, it's more like.
Oh, and then it goes.
That's Lighthouse, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Shout out to Lighthouse, who's a I know they listen to every episode. They're subscribed to the live stream. Shout out to everyone subscribed to the live stream.
Well, now that we're doing this, do you want to everyone do whatever plugs we have and make sure it's everyone's going to all the places we want them to go, and then wrap it up?
Plug it.
Let's plug it, baby.
Plug it in, plug it. I can't finish that legally.
Yeah, we don't have the licensing for Glade.
Thank you for stopping.
Glade,
Yeah,
thanks. Glade, your house smells like shit. Do you ever walk past one of those? There's like the Glade, like scent things, and they're timed, and they. You ever walk past one and it sprays, and you're like,
man.
"Fuck you!" Like, come on, man. You take it personally.
That's like a level of friendship that you have. Like when you have like when people come over. Like when you first started coming over, I would still like clean the house and like plugins plugins in. You're like late plug-in friends. It's very informal. It's like very first few times.
And now you're like.
I won't even put pants on.
Yeah,
when you
that's true.
He walks by and you fart on him.
Yeah,
it's like you smell too good.
Yes.
Very often I hang out with Paul and he's in boxers and a wife beater.
Yep, almost always. I wish I was in one now, but now the live stream just spoiled it.
Yeah.
So what do we got? What do we got going on? Where do we want people to be?
I don't know. You go first because I need to think about my.
Tonight, every Monday at the Shadow Coin Club from 8 to 10, they are doing an open mic there. It's a comedy open mic. It just started last week. It's going okay. It's a little slow start, but it's a good setup. I love that stage. It's
Absolutely.
really nice.
There's a drum set on
there. Yeah.
I'm thinking about bringing my guitar down tonight. We'll see.
It'll be cool. Wednesday, we are doing, some of us are doing the basement transmissions open mic.
Why would you put me on the show?
It's only like an hour, really.
Yeah, we're only doing 5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes, but it's a cool venue. I've been there before. It's pretty cool. I like it there. Thursday, of course, is always our Labyrinth open mic. It's our baby.
Every time, baby.
We love it. Sign-ups at 7:30. Goes from 8 to 10-ish. We run a pretty tight ship and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Come and do those things.
You get 8 minutes. I'll let you at 7. We play music in between people's acts.
Yeah. What else we got? We got the 28th. There's a Basement Transmission show.
That's just
presented by Food Bar Comedy.
That's just you on it, I think.
Oh.
Out of the three of us. Maybe I'm on it. Maybe Dan's on it.
I don't think I am.
I never know. I say yes to everything.
Right.
And then the 29th is the big Raise the Roof fundraiser here at the Spire.
Yep.
It's going to be cool. We got a lineup of Kip Reynolds, Evan Mullen, Jeremy Little, Dan Davis, Dan Brady.
Double dance.
Yeah. It'll be the first time two Dans share a stage in Studio Metro.
And we might have a very special $250 guest.
Oh, man. Maybe. The Golden Goose, we call him.
The Golden Goose, baby.
That
joke doesn't track for any of you, but it's very funny for us.
It's very funny for us. I don't know. Maybe we'll tell that next week.
Yeah.
Once things develop. So, and then after that, we got a show at Forte.
October 5th, all of you had better be there because my birthday is on October 6th, and I'm going to make them wait for me to go up on midnight.
You're closing it, buddy. And we're starting at like 11, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go 3rd. I'll go wherever.
You want to go at midnight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go at midnight. And also, it will be, I'll be 1 month sober.
Nice.
So, check it out.
Good for you.
Boom. Yeah, thanks.
Hopefully I'll be 1 month sober.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, I'm sticking with it.
I appreciate it.
Easy living, actually.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm, like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks sober now. I feel like I'm starting to be able to read people's minds. On an unrelated note, I've also started smoking meth. My mic cut out after I said that, so I couldn't really...
Bazil, who's here?
Bazil, who's here, girl? Alexa, play No, that's a stupid joke. I was going to say Despacito, but that's...
Oh, were you going to say Despacito?
What am I, a
I
meme?
couldn't tell.
Machine.
Alexa, play Culture Club. Which is a joke that literally only my mom would get.
Alexa, set timer for 30 seconds.
Siri, tell me a joke. Basil, who's here, girl? Billy, who's here?
I think this is the rest of the podcast, right?
It is.
The rest of
the dogs.
Yeah. Please tune in to part 2 of the podcast. Part 2 of...
We all talk to our pets.
Talking to dogs in cars, getting coffee.
Tinky baby.
Tinky.
You luxury beast. I love you.
Billy. What's my Smokey. That's my grandma's cat's name. Sorry to out your... My grandma is probably not listening to this right now.
Probably.
She tuned out about not even 20 minutes in. She was like, I don't...
It's like just a bunch of white guys doing a podcast.
Right. That's why.
Please.
That's why she's right. That's why she's sick of it.
Yeah, at this point it's just your mom and the Golden Goose.
Yeah.
The Golden Goose.
Dan,
you know he's listening. In our grand conspiracy to keep him down.
Yeah. Dan, if you could maybe for next time, just not be a white guy.
I've tried that before. It doesn't work out well.
Like a Filipino woman.
An old Filipino woman.
I think I'm gonna vote no.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna vote no.
Shit. And you can have can you have a catchphrase for next time that's racist and sounds like, but like you can't tell, like something like what'd you get that?
Oh, I like that.
Something like that.
Can you try it? Oh, what'd you get that?
It's what you get that?
Oh, what you get that?
Oh, what you get that?
Okay, so
this is not a great way to end this podcast.
No.
Can I get a catchphrase?
Yeah. Do you want to pick one?
No, I'll do that. I'm fine. I'm done. I'll do it.
All
do it next week. Tune in.
Tune in next week to hear Dan double down on the racist. The racist. I don't know. Are voices racist? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like the it's like the blackface of vocal cords.
Correct. We just pick someone, a marginalized ethnicity that's not going to complain.
It also, I don't think that's what Filipino women sounds like.
I still like you just saying, "Oh, what you get that" is hilarious. So.
And that is, oh, what you get that?
Yeah.
I really want a catchphrase. I'm so sorry. I wanted a catchphrase all my life, and this is my opportunity. So
We kind of put you on the spot. I think we'll give you a week. It'll give someone
a week.
people to tune in. Why don't we say tune in? We still say tune in. We don't tune in.
We
to
still
nothing.
say broadcast.
I know. We
Do
don't
we?
do any of that. Yeah.
Who's
Basil.
saying broadcast?
I just said broadcast.
We've probably said broadcast.
I'm gonna guarantee that I didn't say broadcast this entire podcast.
Now it's in my head.
Broadcast
where,
podcast.
Where do you think the word podcast comes from? It's a portmanteau.
Of pod racing.
Mm-hmm.
And broadcast. It's a broadcast of pod racing.
You guys don't know this, but my mic keeps cutting out, and it's frustrating.
All right. Well, the moral dilemma that we've set up is for next week. Will Dan be really racist in exchange for his lifelong dream of a catchphrase?
Is he willing to risk it all?
It's a real trolley problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we should have a thing that we say when we end each podcast, and we'll make the guests say it too. Let's think about it in real time right now.
Okay. So how about bye?
Oh, I like it, but at the same time I hate it.
Is it too Blues Cluesy?
That was actually the exact note I was gonna give.
I wrote half of that down. I wrote down blue, and then I had to cross it out because you said that.
Oh.
I have a piece of paper. I'm writing a sketch right now. Let me see. What about this? Grow up, Paul. Grow up, Paul, and turn. Oh my gosh, this mic. Grow up, Paul, and turn the suicide belt into a murder-suicide belt. Do you guys like that?
I don't understand it.
Man, you gotta keep working on that sketch.
Yeah.
Don't forget to clip your toenails.
Oh, I like that.
It's not bad.
Hey.
It's like, don't forget to spay and neuter your pets, but more responsible.
Don't forget to clip your toenails. Like,
Or
say
what-
it like that.
Yeah.
What about like?
Less eugenic-y.
Hey, it's Jeremy, Paul, and Dan. If you wake up in the middle of the night and we're in your room and we're brushing your teeth, just go with it.
Yeah, just leave us alone. It's not a B&E if you know us.
Right?
Is that legal advice?
Yes, absolutely.
It's really just an E.
Yeah.
We just kind of E'd.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no breaking. I have the key. I've always had the key.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't know I had
It's
it.
entering.
It's right.
And hygiene.
Entering.
And yeah, we're
E&H.
Yeah, your breath smells like garbage from sleeping all night. We're trying to mitigate that.
Absolutely.
You're welcome. And you're gonna make a big deal about this? Who are
Seriously.
you? I don't know who I'm getting mad at here.
We are literally the tooth fairies.
Exactly.
There, I said it.
So don't forget to clip your toenails, and if you wake up in the middle of the night and we're in your room and we're brushing your teeth, just go with it.